Welcome to Page to Pulse, the emotional heartbeat behind the story. I'm your host, Allyson Collins. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Page to Pulse. I'm your host, Allyson Collins, author, educator, screenwriter, and lover of stories that inspire reflection, healing, and meaningful conversations. Today marks a milestone for this podcast. I honestly can't believe we're already celebrating our 25th episode. When I first started this podcast, I simply wanted to create a space where we could talk about stories, whether they came from books, movies, or life itself, and have conversations that inspire us, challenge us, and hopefully leave us a little better than we were before. And now here we are, 25 episodes later. Now, that may not sound like a huge number to some people, but every episode represents time, preparation, reflection, and most importantly, community. So today, I just want to spend some time looking back on season one, saying thank you, and sharing a little bit about what's ahead. One thing I love about this podcast is that we have not stayed in one lane, not one moment, not at all. We've laughed together, we reflected together, and sometimes we talked about some pretty heavy topics. We discussed movies like Soul Food, The Best Man, Love and Basketball, No Good Deed, A Soldier Story, Saving Private Ryan, and The Great Debaters. Those conversations weren't just about the movies themselves. They led us into discussions about relationships, family, friendship, sacrifice, healing, and even purpose. We've talked about faith through films like The Shack and Miracles from Heaven. We explored topics like generational trauma, dating, the soft life, mental wellness, and what it means to pursue peace and protect our joy. We've even talked about music, culture, and the life and legacy of Michael Jackson. And throughout all of these conversations, I think one thing has remained constant. Stories have power. Stories help us understand one another. Stories remind us that we are not alone. Season one taught me that people are looking for authenticity. People want real conversations. They want hope. They want encouragement. And they want spaces where they can reflect without judgment. I've also learned that community matters. Every time someone subscribes, shares an episode, leaves a comment, or sends me a message saying, I really needed that episode, it reminds me why I started this podcast in the first place. And for that, I am truly, truly grateful. Thank you. To everyone who listened to Page to Pulse, thank you. Whether you've been here since the very beginning or you just discovered the podcast recently, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for recommending episodes to friends and family. Thank you for taking me along during your commute, your workout, your morning coffee, or just those quiet moments when you just needed something encouraging to listen to. I appreciate every single one of you. And if there is an episode that really resonated with you, I would love for you to share it with someone else, because you never know who might need that message. And you never know what difference that would make in a person's life to hear that episode. Now, let's get into what we're going to be looking into for season 2. I am really excited about what's coming. We're going to be reviewing or continue reviewing movies and books because I love a good story. I do want to take it to another level where I'm working and featuring independent filmmakers. The indie films is what I want to focus in more on in season 2. But we're also going to dive deeper into conversations about relationships, faith, healing, purpose, mental wellness, and personal growth. And I'm really looking forward to bringing on more guests and hearing from people with unique stories and experiences. And I want season 2 to be more interactive. So this is where you come in. All of you listeners, I want you to tell me what you want to see in season 2. And that's what I would love to see. What you want to hear. And and tell me about the movies that you like for me to review. Books you like for me to discuss. Topics around relationships, what's important to you to hear. And I also want to address more about mental health in the next season. Some of you may have questions about faith, and there's different topics that you have ideas about. And so we can get into that for the next season. And you may be confused about your purpose in life, and you may need some focus and direction about learning more what your purpose is in life. So I would love for us to get into that in the next season. Or maybe there are some current events that you want to hear more about in a podcast. We can get into that. So, I really want to hear from you, because Page to Pulse isn't just my podcast, it's our community. And I just really feel that we can make this upcoming season, more interactive with subjects and topics that matter to you most. As we wrap up episode 25, I just want to thank you once again. Thank you for being part of this journey. Thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for your support. And thank you for allowing me to do something that I truly enjoy. Season 1 has been a blessing, and I honestly believe the best is still ahead. So until next time, keep reading, keep reflecting, and keep growing. I'm Allyson Collins, and this is Page to Post, where stories move from page to the post. I'll see you in Season 2. Thanks for listening to Page to Post. I'm Allyson Collins, and it's been an honor exploring the stories that ignite the screen and leap off the page. If today's episode moved you, follow and leave a review. Until next time, keep turning pages, keep watching closely, and never stop chasing the story.